From the days I hosted my national radio show back in the 90s, guys, I've always maintained that there are no guarantees in gambling. You can look it up in the dictionary. You will not find those words on the same page. And it was proven once more again last night. Listen, I handicapped the card up and down. I was totally sold that Arkansas was going to take care of business in revenge against Tennessee. And what happens? The Razorbacks were lucky to win the damn game. Forget about covering the 10.5 point number. So last night, to start the new betting week being Tuesday, as I told you here yesterday, I had a 20-dime release, the second ever 20-dime play of my career. The first one was a winner by Texas over TCU on the road 2 Mondays ago, a 3-point chalk winning by 18. And I said that I was in the position to do that because I was coming off a third straight winning week. Well, I lost the game last night. But, I had won 6 of my previous 7 college basketball best bets, and one had been a 20-dimer. The others have been 15-dime releases. And the fact is, guys, as I laid it out to you yesterday, nothing has changed here 24 hours later. If you were with me, and I myself was playing with the book's money, and I was in the position last night to take a shot and go for it. And I will do it again. Because again, if you do not take shots when you see a game you love, what are you gambling for? I don't understand it. Go play lotto. I don't get it. You got to be able to take shots. So I'm in a position here tonight, starting the second day of the betting week, where I'm down a whopping 22 dimes. Ask me if I'm worried. There's 6 more days. And, listen, doing what you're doing here, gambling, you got to be like a golfer who's able to scramble back after a bad shot and a double bogey and get back to par one way or another. And I've got 6 days to do so. Hell, it was just 2 weeks ago. I lost on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, back-to-back 15-dimers, and found myself in a hole of 33 dimes and turned a good profit 2 weeks ago, thanks to the final 5 days of the betting week, and that's what I've got to do tonight. Otherwise, it was a lousy day all the way around yesterday. Lost on my free picks. I don't think anybody here that had a significant play won. Brad Wilton won for the 5th consecutive day with a 50-dime release, which you got for $7.77 as he cashed in with yet another total. Jeff Benton lost with his big play, which was Kansas State. And Shawn Michaels lost his big play as well yesterday, a 75-dime release, as he was on the wrong side. So, nothing good to say. Let's move forward here to today's card. Remember, you can catch all of your discounts, promos, etc. over on the homepage by 2 o'clock Eastern Time. A couple of games I'm looking at here tonight in terms of free picks. I'm going to take a shot and lay the points with Arizona. Big number at home, 15 points against Oregon. Now, they won in Eugene, 80-62 as a 6.5-point favorite back on January 8th, and they've won 4 straight since losing the subsequent game. After playing the Ducks, they took on Oregon State. They've won 4 in a row, and of course, they do host Oregon State in what could be a payback game, obviously, on Friday night. So you've always got to be concerned here about the look ahead. But I just can't picture the Wildcats looking past Oregon. Ducks are coming off a home sweep of USC and UCLA, but they're 0-2 on the Pac-12 road. Lost at Washington State, lost at Washington, and you've got an Arizona Wildcats team that's won 32 in a row at the McHale Center by an average of 21.1 points. They are 11 at home, 11-0 at home this season, averaging 79 points on 51.7% shooting. What I found interesting in going back and reviewing the box score of the first meeting between these two was that Arizona actually owned the battle of the boards, out-rebounding Oregon 40-27. And I say that's surprising because Oregon actually is a pretty decent rebounding team, number 17 in the nation, number 2 in the Pac-12, averaging 39.7 boards a game, with 27 of them coming on the defensive end. But the key for Arizona in that first game was the defense. They held Oregon's leading scorer, Joseph Young, to just 12 points on 4 for 15 shooting, and this is a guy who averages over 19 points a game. Oregon is number 1 in the Pac-12 in terms of scoring, almost 78 points a game. Problem with the Ducks is they can't stop anybody. They allow over 70 points a game. That's number 11 out of 12 teams in the Pac-12. So I'm going to lay it with Arizona in this spot. Another interesting game I thought was Richmond. Now, Richmond is coming back home where they destroyed Davidson in revenge last week. They're returning home after losing a game that they probably should have won as a road dog. They lost outright 63-60 at Dayton this past Saturday. But again, playing in Richmond, They crushed Davidson 89-63 in revenge. They beat St. Bonaventure by 19, beat George Mason by 10. The only thing that I worry about Richmond tonight against Duquesne is that they have a big look-ahead game with Virginia Commonwealth on Saturday. Now, the Dukes, meanwhile, that's Duquesne, have lost 5 in a row and 11 of their last 14 overall. They just got pounded 74-59 at George Washington. They also lost to St. Louis 78-69 and Dayton 81-55 in their first 3 A10 road games. So even though it could be a trap, even though it could be a look-ahead situation for Richmond, I still think they're just head and shoulders the better team in this spot, and I've got to go ahead and lay the points with the Spiders. Finally, Temple coming off they played last Thursday, and they got a much-needed win last Thursday as well, at home, crushing South Florida, a game which marked the return of their starting point guard, Will Cummings, to the lineup. He had missed the previous 2 games, really, and he was hurt in another, and that's why Temple had lost 3 straight games suddenly. Meanwhile, Central Florida here coming off a 56-46 home loss to Cincinnati. They've lost 3 in a row, 6 of 8. Temple won the first go-round, 84-78 back on January 4th, but the Knights did get the backdoor cover, catching 14.5 points. I'm going to go with Temple on this spot. Listen, Central Florida's leading scorer, freshman guard, B.J. Taylor, 14.1 points a game, suffered a concussion in that Cincinnati game on Saturday, so he is out. Meanwhile, another one of their top scorers, another guard, Brandon Goodwin, did not practice Tuesday, fever, cold, flu-type symptoms. He may not be available tonight. So you've got a team who, is already without its leading scorer at 14 points a game and who's another top scorer at 10 points a game. Who knows if he plays tonight, even what percentage of health he'll have on the floor. So I think you got a pretty cheap price with Temple, and I'd lay it with the Owls, minus the 6. So Temple will be your final free selection. Best of luck, guys, and I'll catch you again on, I almost forgot what day it is, on Thursday when we do this one more time.